Alright, these are my opinions for the best setups for PvP Warlock, mainly in Trials of Osiris, but can be used in normal Crucible as well. We're going to start off with the Sunsinger. I personally like the Fusion Grenade, the stickies that everyone gets pissed off by because they track and are awesome. Bounce Glide, you know, it's the two first perks, and then the third one is a combination of the two, so why not take that? Fireborn, which is just Radiance, come back to life. Why even use the other ones? Flame Shield, when you do a melee, it'll give you an overshield and make you harder to kill. You don't even have to kill the target, you just have to hit them. It's pretty incredible. Then we want to boost up our armor and recovery as high as we can. Agility's not a huge deal, so Arcane Spirit is what I go with. Viking Funeral, light all your enemies on fire. Pretty good. You do extra damage to them when you light them on fire. And next, Divine Order. Again, boost to armor and recovery. So we pick Divine Order. And to activate the Viking Funeral, we put on Touch of Flame. So grenades ignite enemies, causing damage over time. Then you also do additional damage to them. Now, the reason why I chose Touch of Flame over Gift of Sun, which is the second sticky grenade, is not only to boost the Viking Funeral effect, but in addition is my armor piece. So my recommended armor piece for the Sunsinger is the Starfire Protocol. It gives you that extra fusion grenade, so you can use that Touch of Flame. You want to re-roll it till you get increased armor when using a solar subclass. Unless you buy it, I think it might come with that anyways. This is perfect, high intellect, and it gets our intellect over 300, so we can boost the other two perks as much as we can. Okay, and next up is the Stormcaller Warlock class. I personally like the Storm Grenade. Throw it, it does a bunch of area damage, can block people trying to get reses. Pretty incredible. I love it a lot. Again, with the Balanced Glide, a mixture of the first two perks you get. Then I like going with Ionic Blink, so when you're actually storm calling, you can do little blinks, little small teleports to close it on targets, to get away from targets. For me, this is just perfect. Next, I like Rising Storm. So pretty much just you hit something with your melee, and your super and ability charges come back even faster. So you melee, and then you get your melee back even faster as well. So it's a nice little touch. I mean, if you really want, you can do Arcane Spirit. So you really boost that recovery a lot. That's also a good option. Next, Transcendence. So when you cast with full grenade and melee energy, it restores your health, and your super drains slower, which is awesome. So you want to hold on to those two, and then you can go on forever killing people. Next, I like to do Divine Order. Training focused on toughness at all costs, so we get that armor and recovery up as high as we can. Not too concerned about agility again. And lastly, we go to Electrostatic Mind. So your Storm Trance charges faster when you're near allies, so again, your super is charging even faster than normal. The exotic piece of armor I like with the Stormcaller is Light Beyond Nemesis. Again, this is just something that generates more orbs, and you can be revived faster. It's super crucial, I think, for Trials of Osiris, and if not, in just normal Crucible, you generate more orbs for your teammates to get supers. Just gives you that little bit of an advantage. Again, we're pushing up our intellect as high as we can, so we can get that super as fast as we can, along with the recharge being near teammates. This is just incredible, and this is what I think is an optimal loadout for your Stormcaller. And lastly, I'm going to go through the Voidwalker subclass. So what I like to rock is the Axion Bolt Grenade. You toss them and they seek enemies forever. You can just follow them forever, do a bunch of damage. Then I like rocking Blink, just so I can get up into high positions, especially for when using the Nova Bomb or trying to get away or get in on a target. Blink I like on the Warlock class. Next, Shatter. So your Nova Bomb splits into 3 projectiles, doing more of an area of damage and possibly killing more targets if they try and get away. Then Lifesteal. So if you damaging an enemy with energy drain immediately restores a significant portion of your health. So if you get the melee on them, you get a little bit of health back, and you can maybe win the fight, especially because the Warlocks have that extra reach for the melee, so you'll be able to get the kills in and get your health back and maybe survive a fight you normally wouldn't have. Then Arcane Spirit, again we're boosting that armor and recovery, not worrying about agility. Angry Magic, so your Nova Bomb tracks enemies, helping you get those kills with your super. The worst thing is whiffing on a Nova Bomb, so this will help you out a bunch. Staying with the armor and recovery, going with Divine Order. And lastly, Vortex Mastery, so those Axion bolts will seek even farther and do more damage, and this is just an incredible loadout. However, if you don't want to do that, a lot of people will rock the Scatter Grenade, which is a devastating grenade. If you hit people at their feet, they're pretty much dead. And then they'll also rock the Embrace the Void, so kills with your Nova Bomb or grenade gives you more health, or starts restoring your health. But with this, you want to be rocking a different set of armor. Now the armor for the Voidwalker, my recommendation is Skull of Dire Ahamkara. So when you're using Nova Bomb, you're harder to kill. This is super crucial, especially for those players who like to cast their super so they can live in situations where they're about to get killed. Although if you want to rock the Scatter Grenades, I highly recommend switching to something like the Nothing Manacles. Gives you an additional Scatter Grenade, so you have more chance of getting those kills and doing that damage. With what I rock, we get the Intellect over 300 and boost the other perks as much as we can.
Just a young gun with a quick fuse. I was uptight, wanna let loose.